I want to really thank Anne in particular for inviting me back to Inspirefest. And it seems that each year the range and quality of speakers on the programme increases. And I think that's a tribute to the new thinking about old problems which this event characterises. And looking through the list of sponsors, I have to say that tells its own story as well. We see some of Ireland's leading companies, as well as many global leaders who have operations here. And I think the strength of Inspirefest is that it brings people together from diverse backgrounds to discuss technology, science, the arts, and also the sharing of ideas, which creates new ideas and opportunities. Students and scientists, entrepreneurs and engineers, and more besides, are all here in the one place. So this morning I want to share with you just some aspects of Ireland's story, looking at the past and the present, and most importantly into the future. Not that long ago, maybe only 10 or 20 years ago, Ireland was very much an inward-looking place, an island behind an island on the edge of Europe. And there was a fear of things that were different, and maybe even a fear or adversity towards things that were modern. And all that has changed with a speed that has caught many by surprise and has inspired many others, thankfully in other countries as well. Today we're very much a multicultural country. We're very globalized. We're a melting pot of nationalities, particularly in this city, and we're confident, not afraid of engaging in the world. There is a broad consensus in favour of liberal economic policies, a liberal social policy, very strong support for EU membership, approaching 90%, and a belief in multilateralism. The only way that we can solve the big challenges that face the world is through international action and countries working together. And as Taoiseach, I have to say I'm very proud of the fact that our country is now one of the most diverse in the world. Today, 1 in 6 people in Ireland weren't born here. Some were born to Irish parents overseas, immigrants who came back home, others migrants themselves who were born elsewhere and have now come to live and work in Ireland. And that diversity has become one of our strengths. It makes our economy stronger. You only have to go into any of the big tech firms in Cork or Dublin or anywhere in Ireland to see that half the workforce is international. And those firms probably would not be in Ireland if they didn't have that access to that talent and labour. If you go into our hospitals, you see how international the workforce there is also. Absolutely essential to ensuring that our public services function. And it's also improved our culture and our society in so many other ways. And those values of inclusivity, creativity and innovation, championed here at Inspirefest, are the values that we aspire to in Ireland as well. What was a closed past has become an open present. So let me talk a little bit about our ambitions today. Above all, we want to enable ideas and people to flow freely around our economy, strengthening and deepening Ireland as a technology hub. We have the ambition to make Ireland the tech capital of Europe. And central to this vision is our position as one of the most globalized and open economies in the world. Ireland is open to investment, to capital, to trade, to talent and to creativity. And our philosophy is to be a leader and an early adopter when it comes to emerging economic, social and technological developments. At the moment, as a country, we're approaching full employment, having had 15% unemployment not that long ago. It's down around 5% now, with almost as many vacancies as there are people looking for work. With 2.3 million people now work in Ireland, employment is at a record high. And we have record numbers of people in education and taking on apprenticeships too. As a result of that, living standards are rising and poverty and deprivation rates have been falling now for 4 years. And we see ourselves very much as an island at the centre of a connected and globalised world, committed to EU membership, to the United Nations, to free trade and free enterprise. And we reject the pessimism of those around the world who want to turn inwards or want to take their country backwards to a nostalgic before time when things were better, but a time that probably never really existed. So instead, we want to open ourselves to the opportunities and possibilities on a global scale like never before. And to give you one small example of that, last summer with the Taoiseach Simon Coveney, we published what we entitled Global Ireland, Ireland's global footprint between now and 2025. And that's an ambitious plan to double Ireland's impact around the world. It involves things like our commitment to overseas development aid, for example. We increased the budget for that by over 100 million this year, and we're determined to meet the 0.7% target by 2030. And it also means opening an Irish presence and diplomatic missions all around the world. So this year, just this year, we've opened new consulates and new missions in LA, in Mumbai, in Wellington, New Zealand, in Santiago, in Bogota, Amman, Vancouver, Cardiff, and Frankfurt. And when you hear places like that, in some ways it's hard to believe that there wasn't an Irish presence there before, but there now is. Our diplomats, our agencies like IDA Enterprise, Tourism Ireland, Board BIA, all working together to promote Ireland all around the world. Our ambition is also to promote Irish culture and values around the world. And for many people, particularly outside of the English-speaking world, our culture, our unique music and dance and literature is the window through which people see Ireland for the first time. We see the challenges that we face as ones that require a multilateral response. And if you look at the enormous challenges that we face internationally, whether it's climate change, whether it's threats to security from international terrorism, whether it's taxation, whether it's trimming the power of massive global companies in the new digital world, or migration, these are all problems and challenges that are much bigger than any one country. Not just small countries, they're bigger than big countries as well, and we have to work together on them. We're also preparing for the world of the future, and we all know that in the next few decades, technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, autonomous vehicles are likely to change our world in the next 20 years as much as the internet and mobile phones did in the last 20 years. So we need to be ready to benefit from the new jobs and the new wealth that will inevitably be created. And if you look back historically, in almost every century, there is some form of economic or social revolution. There was the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, most recently the digital revolution. And on every occasion, there were doomsayers, people who predicted that hundreds of thousands of jobs would be wiped out, that wealth would be destroyed, that nations would even fall. And yet, the optimists were proved right. New jobs created old jobs. New wealth and much greater wealth replaced the old wealth. And the countries that got ahead of the curve did the best. And what we're heading into now, I think, very much in this century, is a climate and technological revolution. And I'm determined that Ireland should be ahead of the curve on that too. So what we want to build is a low-carbon, high-productivity, high-tech, family-friendly, globally traded and competitive country. And we need to create the environment now where that becomes possible. Every generation needs to shake up its enterprise and jobs model, otherwise it stagnates. So we're working to change the way we work, particularly preparing for future jobs, as well as for the jobs of today. We're also working to build more places that can foster enterprise and innovation and attract investment and talent. And doing so in the modern world, particularly for the younger generation, is about so much more than salaries and remuneration. It's also about the kind of workplace that you can operate in and the extent to which you can provide and cater for family time and work-life balance. One of the places that we're seeking to build are innovation districts, linking up companies, researchers, entrepreneurs, and also to increase the flow of successful new startups. Not too far from here, in fact, right here, we've launched plans for the development of a new Grand Canal Innovation District. At its heart is Trinity College's idea to establish a new campus here in Dublin's Grand Canal Quay. But it's also a wider vision as to how we can develop a globally competitive innovation district for Ireland, and also to refashion the Grand Canal docks in such a way to produce better links between business and communities, between public spaces, and to be able to host vibrant new events. So finally, to wrap up, I just want to really thank the organisers again for asking me to be here at Inspirefest today, and I hope that you find the conference interesting and stimulating. Thank you very much.